Good evening, everyone. Sound Engraver here for a special commentary video on a live faculty performance by Cuong Vu and Ted Poor. Cuong Vu on drums and Cuong Vu on trumpet and Ted Poor on drums. These are two highly esteemed faculty members at the University of Washington in Seattle. I'm going to go ahead and click on the link and copy the link to the live stream. I already see Aged Boomer and Daniel Heron, so they will join me in just a few minutes. But before we do, I just wanted to send that link. I have no idea how this performance is going to go in terms of audio quality or the performance by themselves, how they're going to do it, what it's going to look like. I just know it's probably going to be in Meany Hall, or it has a new name for a hall now, but I just call it Meany. The hall name when I was there was called Meany Hall. And so, yeah, hopefully, looks like we've got a few people. This is Wednesday night. I feel out of Wednesday night at 10:30 Eastern time. So in about 4 minutes, the concert should start. In fact, before I bring Aged Boomer and Daniel Heron on, as they are going to join me for some music, I want to see how it's... Got to mute myself first, and we'll just see how that's working. So I've got the UW faculty streaming ready to go, and also the commentary. In fact, I'm gonna get out of my own YouTube channel and just stick with StreamYard. So Prof says I sound great. Thank you, Prof. You're the man. And let's see if we let's go ahead and add Aged Boomer to the stream. Hopefully this works. I haven't done this in a while. Are you with me, Aged Boomer?
I am here. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. You like this avatar? I can change it if you want.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
If you want to do your normal, what we know you by as Aged Boomer, but we also have another guest, Daniel Heron. Hello, Daniel Heron.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
You look very lovely tonight for the concert.
Thank you. I dressed in black, concert black.
Thank
you.
Yes.
But because it's UW in Seattle, I have a couple scarves for you guys to vote on. So I have this green scarf, and then I'll have another scarf. So you tell me which scarf, which makes me look more like an artist. Okay. So let's see what this looks like. I have to do it without my headphones though. So 1 second. I can't hear you right now. Let's see. So this is my artist scarf. So that with headphones. the dark green doesn't really go that well with the black.
What other options are there?
Yes, I have one more option. Yes.
Okay.
1 second. Ugh. It's kind of warm too where I am. So this is more blue with kind of a neon pink. That. How does that look? Is that more artsy?
The green is more festive.
The green is more festive. Yeah. Does it look green on your screen?
Kind of.
Yeah, it actually does look a little bit more festive. It is kind of warm in here, but we'll see. So, yeah, thanks for joining. So what are you guys expecting?
I have no idea.
Sounds good.
You said it was jazz, is that right?
Well, they are the jazz faculty, and they can do the jazz standards as anyone. And Cuong Vu has actually performed with Pat Metheny. He's got the chops for the standard jazz, getting into also the 70s and 80s and what was performed ultimately in the 90s. But this is from if they're playing the same when I was at the UW, this is much more experimental. Now, I don't know if it's drums and trumpet and no electronics. They could be incorporating electronics, but we'll see how this goes. I'm kind of nervous, not for me, but for them. So.
Well, I'm sure they've rehearsed it, right?
Oh yeah. I'm more thinking of like the audio technicalities.
Oh well, yeah.
And yeah, so we'll see. So 4 people watching, that's a good sign, because I was afraid that people were going to come on my stream thinking it was the actual performance. So.
Now, yeah, you provided a link, is that right?
I did,
Okay.
and I will continue. I have it in the description. I also have it in this chat. Just some up, and we've got, oh my goodness, we've got Catholic Bible Geek in the house, and Professor Geek.
What?
I know, that's crazy. And we've got Melissa. Yeah. So
Melissa comes to all the shows. God bless Melissa Harris.
yes, Melissa is wonderful. She's a champ. I'm going to go ahead and see what this looks like. Do you guys have the link? Is anything up on your end?
I don't have it on mine.
Okay, I did post the link 10:25 in the chat.
I did find the link. If it means the concert.
Yes.
It looks like we're waiting on them, right?
Sounds good. Sounds good. Now, actually, if the audio output over there is a little on the low side, would you guys be okay to turn the audio down yourselves? I'm going to turn my audio down, but I don't know what the output's going to be like until they do something.
Yeah, that's fine. How are you going to be getting the sound? Do you have it playing through your headphones for the concert, or?
That's
Okay.
correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've made this complaint before, not to the UW, but just general output, like on Spotify and Disney Plus and all of that. Well, Spotify's fine, but Disney Plus, the output is really low. So I'm wondering if it's going to be the same with the YouTube. But in any case,
What's
So, yeah.
the channel that it's on?
oh, good call. It's yeah. Let me highlight that. It is the University of Washington School of Music. So let me actually just type that in and see how that will be the channel name as well. Does the link work in the chat? Because
That's past my pay grade.
Oh wait.
Do you have it, Aged Boomer?
Yes, they're up and running. Hold on.
Oh, sweet. Sounds good.
Okay. Now I'm going to be putting an earbud underneath my headphones, so let me see if I can get. Okay.
Okay. It is pretty good output, but if you guys can turn down just a little bit.
How's that?
It's still pretty loud, but the output also might be pretty quiet too.
Is this school in Seattle? Is that where they're at?
That's correct. Yeah. So
Sorry.
this is the University of Washington in Seattle.
Did you like Seattle?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah. I mean, I'm from Seattle, but I'm fine in the South. So this is exciting. It looks like they are including electronics and live signal processing. And it's mixed very well for a live stream.
This is like their Christmas party?
No, this is not a Christmas song. No, this is just experimental jazz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And yeah, thanks for, coming on. I know it's kind of last minute, but if you guys feel tired toward the end of the concert or even in the middle of the concert, just let me know. You guys are more than welcome to stay the whole time, or if you're feeling like, this isn't my jam, I'm ready to.
So you said that these two were huge influences on you, right?
Well, as far as performing and musicianship, I never studied under them. I'm pretty happy with the output. It's loud enough. This is good. But yeah, I never studied them. Yeah, I always watched their performances, and I always really admired their improvisation chops. And I think they got into electronic music a lot more after I left. And I left with 2 bachelors around 2011. So after 2011, that's when they probably explored more in the electronics, the live processing. I don't know what software they're using. It'd be interesting. I might even, it looks like live chat is available. I might ask what software they're using.
Now you're big on musician performance, right? I've heard you mention that before.
Yeah, that is correct. And I love this kind of stuff. So an acoustic instrument with a laptop and live signal processing. Yeah. I'm glad they got that visual background. But I also like the simplistic, play against a red curtain or a black curtain.
I see the drummer's wearing a mask too. That I guess that doesn't impede him at all.
Dude, it would me. I'm kind of glad that Cuong Vu isn't.
At what age did you decide you wanted to make music your career?
I've always wanted to. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. I've always wanted to do music. When I was in high school, I wanted to be a world-class musician. But then out of high school, I wanted to be a public school teacher, a high school director, orchestra director. And then I got into composition and live experimentation, live performance with experimentation, and also just composition. So these are the jazz faculty, but they work with the composition faculty quite a bit. Almost not exclusively, but pretty frequently. It'd be interesting if Cuong was using SuperCollider, but I'm not sure what he's using.
And is this all original?
Yeah. So this is just original music from this duo, and chances are they're working with certain parameters, like maybe starting slow and sparse and then getting into that rhythmic stuff. But this is all original music, and chances are this is pretty much live impromptu. That chances are that they are improvising the whole thing.
Let's see.
Hey Daniel.
Yes.
When you move around, are you able to mute?
How do I do that?
Oh, I wonder if I could do that. I don't want to.
It's in StreamYard. You can do it just where it says start cam. You can just hit the mute thing if you got to move around. Yeah. Should be right in StreamYard. Let's see though.
I have a big screen in front of me that just says mute.
Okay.
Okay.
This would wear me out though.
The music?
No, I mean the performing. Jeez.
Oh, we lost Daniel.
Oh. I think he was trying to do something and he must have knocked himself out.
I'll look for his
Okay.
his block. I'm sorry, Agent Boomer, you're saying the music looks like it's kind of wearing you out?
No. The performing. I mean you have to have a lot of stamina for this, I would suppose.
Yeah. And an average concert with this is kind of, it's like it could go 2.5 hours. And they work with dissonance and a lot of repetitive dissonance, things that kind of sound jarring and things that would otherwise be juxtapositions working against each other and sometimes working for each other. Looks like we've got some other people in the chat. We've We've got Big Al prevents.
Presents.
Says that's $1. That must have been this always looks lovely comment. And we've got Chris P. Yeah, the backdrop is pretty good. I like it, it's pretty simple, good, simple live. I don't think it's a live installation. It might be working with a live artist right there.
Cool.
And then Daniel Craig says, I knew a Canadian gal who had a master of music. There's Daniel.
Okay.
Hey, man.
Sorry, I don't know what I did.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
She was absolutely lambasted for liking BT. Is that a K-pop or anything that was opera? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, school music can be a little rough in terms of preferences. Hello, Chris P. He says, "Hey there, Sound Engraver." And just you guys in the chat, do you know where the stream is? Do you get the link? You guys all good for watching the live performance?
You can always paste it again, right?
Yeah, I think I will do that too.
Yeah.
Every so often.
It was kind of funny because I was looking at the chat and I'm like, I'm seeing a lot of names here that I haven't seen before. Are they your regulars in your channel? And then I realized I was looking at the chat on the live performance stream.
Oh,
Been a lot of clapping. And I'm like, okay.
I'm really glad that they have the chat running. Now, one of the things I love about these two, and also him with other musicians, is that they have a slow kind of drawn out section every once in a while, kind of intermittently between some fast stuff. And Cuong Vu, he can really breathe very slowly into the trumpet, and it gets this really thin, wavering sound, but he also is very diverse in tone color. Also, the use of drums by Ted Poor is pretty eclectic too.
Are these guys PhDs?
No, these are faculty. Yeah.
But I mean, do they have PhDs in music or?
Oh, good call. Ted Poor, I do not know. Actually, for the jazz faculty, I don't know. That's a good question. Possibly. Oh, it looks like the live projections are by visual artist Abigail Portner. Yeah, that's a good question, Daniel. I'm actually with jazz. I think their acclaim and their acumen come from the actual performance experience and touring around the world. Chances are they do have their. Actually, it wouldn't be a PhD in music; it'd be a DMA or a doctorate. But I don't know. Thanks, Chris P. Thanks for telling me that. That's good.
Have you been to this theater that they're performing in?
Oh yeah, I've performed in that theater.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a beautiful hall. And they're in the main theater, which is huge. I mean, it's a beautiful hall. But I prefer the smaller black box that they have. I think it's called Mini Studio. It's a lot more intimate, and I feel like it has a lot better sound, but they're going pretty big with the electronics and the visuals, so it's a good call on their part to use the actual hall. I do recognize a couple faculty in the chat. I also recognize an old doctorate. He was a master's when I was an undergrad. He's still there. I'm surprised he must have a faculty position by now because he finished his doctorate a long time ago.
Would you want to teach at college?
Well, to teach at a university, I would have to have a doctorate, and I have no intention of pursuing that higher education. I finished my master's. I could teach at a community college, and I would actually prefer the community college setting to the university setting. I don't know if I certainly couldn't be a tenured professor. And that's okay, because becoming a tenured professor in music composition is very, very competitive. You're looking at one acceptance to 10,000 or thousands of applications. I don't think I have the academic chops like I used to, though.
It gets harder when you get older.
As far
I
as
found that
learning.
myself when I was going for my MFA. It was when you're in your 30s, you don't have quite the stamina like it. Oh, all-nighters in your 20s, that's easy. And then you realize, oh, you can't do those all-nighters like you used to.
You know, I pulled those all-nighters in those music labs, and I look back now thinking, how did I even do that? Like, I would consume so much Thai food before an all-nighter.
Huh.
I don't know what went in my head that I could not need to sleep after eating Thai food.
Interesting.
Oh,
Yes.
I think it was just foolishness.
Yes, I would drink soda during the night, and then I got my first cavity. And I'd been good up until like my mid-30s, and I get my first cavity. It's ridiculous.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've never had cavities.
You've never had
I
a
hate
cavity?
both of you. Both of you. I hate both of you.
No,
Why?
my teeth have been fairly
Never had a
good.
cavity. Okay.
Well, I did get one, obviously.
Ooh, okay.
Over time. So I love the how the light and the visuals reflect off the drums.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's using, I think in front of Ted there, I think is a MIDI pad or controller of some kind, where he, if that's true, if that's the case, then he's able to control a lot of data to get very different sounds depending on what's been set as parameters in the soundscape. I love toms, though. I love the sound of toms, and just kind of and the toms next to the rim of the snare, you know, back and forth. It's really nice.
I like the one comment in the chat on there, like a massage for my mind. That's not in your chat, it's in the chat on the concert.
It's, you know, they're not too far off from that, because the way the drums are mixed, I don't know if you guys can hear it with your headphones, but with my studio headphones, they're kind of mixed almost behind my head. So it's like a light tapping around the skull. So if that person has the right headphones, it does really feel that way. Sorry. Thanks for that. Thanks for that comment, Al.
Can't take my minds off that background. I mean, can't take my eyes. I said my mind. Never mind.
It's the same. It's the same.
Okay.
It's the same experience. It is it's a nice psychedelic. It's got nice teal and blues against orange right now. It's a very good installation. The only thing I wish is more close-ups, you know, longer close-ups of the actual musicians. I love close-up shots. Yeah, something like this, where we're seeing more what his hands are doing. He's very very skilled in doing many things at one time, with the drum set, with his hands. This is one of my favorite uses of drum playing, and being a skilled professional drummer, and that is he knows how to make the drum kit melodic, meaning he can establish like a contour, a melodic line with something that is virtually rhythmic. Well, rhythmic in essence, but virtually non-pitched. So you can hear a lot of frequencies going up and down.
Chris P says the background reminds me of the background for the music video of Black Sabbath's Paranoid. Very psychedelic.
Is it more relaxing than Black Sabbath?
I know.
Actually, some of my favorite moments attending these concerts is just when the drummer is doing his thing. And that's another thing that is so important in composition and also performance is the use of silence. Notice he's not using a lot of sound for, in succession. There's just a lot of silence following. I see Wolf Tan's comment on the stream.
Yeah.
Hey, Wolf Tan.
Realize I could be watching this on the TV. Sound off, of course, but hold on. Put this on. So is this the best theater you've ever performed in?
I can't remember. No. Well, to be honest, I don't know which is better in quality, Mini Hall or the Seattle Symphony Hall, Benaroya. I've played in both. They're both wonderful halls, very, very well built in terms of architecture and acoustics and all of that good stuff. Green Lion Girl says, Wolf Tan is on his 6th stream today. That's crazy.
How do you do that?
Okay, there we are. All right, now I got it on my TV. I can get a better look. Okay.
This has kind of a nice vibe, getting into this next thing, which is, I don't want to use the word fusion, but it's got more of the tonality, the consonances, the harmony. It's not as experimental.
Do you not like the term fusion because of how food critics use it for restaurants?
Well, it's not that I mind it. I just don't know if it's the appropriate term to use in this way. Speaking of fusion, though, look at that installation.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I love that they're using pretty straightforward rhythm because I think that's where experimentalists tend to move away from. And I can understand why they want to move away from straight rhythm like that, but there's nothing, there's nothing wrong with just having a nice solid beat in between all the experimentation.
Why have they been moving away from rhythm?
Based on what's been explored in the last 60, 70, 80 years, well, actually, I shouldn't say 80 years. Let's just say I'm ballparking it about 30 to 40 years. It's the need to break away from convention. I mean, even basic things like rhythm and using, a good symmetrical meter. Now, that's not to say there's no value in that. There is value in branching away from conventional uses of rhythm. But I think there's been a long time where they've only been away from all that. And for them to come into the center with the symmetrical rhythm sounds kind of relieving. It's nice to hear this in the university setting. Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
So does the market drive the university or does the university drive the market?
Oh, no. these guys, university and market is totally exclusive. Now, this is what you're seeing here is unusual because it's two faculty members that are also highly esteemed performers. They've toured the world, they've played with famous people, but faculty in the music sense, you know, unless you're an opera coach or a composer in residence, you're not really part of the market. So the composition faculty, they don't really sell their music. They're not really a part of the market. They're just part of that academic stretch into the next generation. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being completely scholarly and academic. But these guys who are in the academics, they also make a living as professional musicians and composers. Whereas composers and other faculty members, some go out there and market their skill as performers, but as far as the composers, no. They get grants. They get grants to go around the world and travel around the world, or they just stick inside the university setting. I haven't seen much change in the last 10 years. Hope did that answer your question, Daniel?
Yeah.
Who's our guest, Daniel?
This is 1/5.
Hello, 1/5.
Say hello. His time's getting short, so.
Oh. Well, I'm happy to have him on.
He's got cancer and congestive heart failure, so.
Oh, he looks sweet.
He is.
So it's interesting you were talking about the market. I know that in writing programs, you know, writing teachers will tend to try to put out work like literary journals and places like that.
Yes. When you actually, can you clarify when you say literary journal, are you talking about for the academic institution or something outside? No,
something outside. I mean, sometimes some of these journals do come out of academic institutions, but it's usually like, you know, writing journal, you know, like fiction journals where they publish fiction, poetry, nonfiction. And, you know, from that, you know, your work gets exposed and maybe you could, you know, you might end up in the Best American Short Stories volume that year. And,
yeah.
You know, I don't know if there's a music equivalent to that. That's why I was just curious.
It's the same. It really is the same. All the articles and all the books that are written by faculty, they really do stay as kind of like that. Any book really is supplemental to that course or supplemental to that field. And it's not, I'm not saying this is true with every book published, but it is reserved really for that library or the archives or something like that.
Huh. Yeah. Okay.
So Cuong Vu, for instance, and Ted Poor, they do make a living as professional musicians. They've got the chops to actually market themselves outside the academics. What are you doing, aged boomer?
Sorry, my thing stalled. Did I do something? Sorry.
It sounds like you're like crossing something on a table.
Did I? No, I thought I was still. Sorry.
Oh.
Weird. Okay. No, I mean, I have a tablet, but I hope I wasn't tapping too loudly. Sorry.
Oh, I don't think it was tapping. It sounded like something was scraping over a table.
Weird. No, I don't think I did that, but okay, never mind. Oh.
Let's see what Daniel Craig says. Daniel Craig says, I love horns. This particular song is really doing it for me. Good. Awesome. Yeah. And then Professor Geek says it's pretty cool to see him play both open and closed-handed, which really will affect the sound, and not just the sound, but the trajectory and transition of the sound.
See. But there's one comment on the concert chat. Visuals really add a lot of ambiance. I'm not sure if I understand that.
You are sure or not sure?
No, that's something someone else on the concert chat said. I'm looking at that, and I was like, visuals really add a lot of ambiance.
I think so, and I think music can stand alone. I'm one of those people, but I see music with shapes and colors and designs and all of that. So
Really? That's interesting. I always feel music. I don't ever assign physical form to it.
it's not really. I get what you're saying. It's not really assigning because I can't help it, but it is. It's kind of like what I talked about in Fantasia, having I'm a synesthete. I do have synesthesia. Wolfton, you say clapping instead of the clapping emoji. It's kind of funny. Like, usually it sort of bothers me to see performers in a mask. I don't prefer it, but having seen him, he usually just has like one face the whole time. Not that he isn't expressive. It's mostly in his eyes that are expressive. A lot of psychedelic comments on that chat.
Yes.
Yeah, Wolftan, I do agree.
Well, someone's asking, is there a streaming service where I can find the album? This is on the other chat.
Actually, I don't know if there's an album in the making for a song like this. I want to be or concert like this. I want to be surprised. I want to be surprised if there was like a live recording. Probably Kung Vu's website and Bandcamp. I don't know. Maybe his website has the most updated of his music. I wouldn't be surprised. Daniel Craig says this particular piece's rhythm section is clearly inspired by native drumming. I can hear a little bit of that. But here's the thing. A lot of music, like even the kind of the contemporary Western, if you think it sounds Middle Eastern, for instance, or if you think it sounds like a particular drumming rhythm, or if you think it sounds East Asian, it actually might not be. But it lends itself to sound like that. But it might sound Chinese, for instance, but not using a Chinese mode because we have preconceived ideas of what Chinese music sounds like, for instance. I love how that visual is reflecting off of Ted Poor's drum, the kick drum, or bass. Yeah, it's kick drum.
Yeah, I see that. It's almost like it's part of the tapestry in the background.
It's very good. Very well done. That is a really beautiful visual installation. I like how it's breaking up on the upper center there. It's got the blocks changing colors, and then it's got kind of that breaking up of the. It looks like it's particles coming undone.
I don't imagine they have an audience there tonight. Maybe they're just by themselves.
Yeah, besides the the recording crew, probably one or two other people. I think it's by themselves. Yeah. I mean, a show like this, you see 20. Actually, how many views are you guys seeing on your end?
192.
Oh,
Yeah.
Whoa!
No, wait, is that for you or for the concert?
Oh, that's not for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say for the concert. That's for the concert. 194 watching now. Okay.
That's awesome. Okay, that's good. That's
45 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down.
Yeah, I probably should give him a thumbs up. So Daniel Craig says, "My sister-in-law is Navajo." I mean, I don't hear the Native American drumming, but the thing is, whether you're a performer or composer, you're actually taking from different cultures without even realizing it, just because you've been exposed to that. Hey there, Wolfton.
What do you say?
He says, "Oh, hey there, Sound Engraver. Fancy seeing you here." Actually, you know what? I'm gonna come out of this video and get back to it because it's not updated. Yeah, 192 watching. So that would be about between 150 and 250, especially in a hall like that. It'd probably be even more. Now you guys all are chatting in there.
Oh my goodness.
I
love you're in the
these
chat on the site. Okay. On the concert stream, I see.
I love in the visuals, you know, you've got a moving image and then you've got something superimposed on top. It looks like it's a few feet away, but it probably isn't. Don't get too carried away, guys, on the UW.
So I'm kind of, I admit I don't know much about the music instruction in universities. Is jazz like a different discipline than like classical, or?
Yeah. I mentioned this on my stream Monday. Jazz is the jazz department here is very, very different in that they really foster the students to become professional working musicians. It's not so much in the classical, like in the music education or the music performance degree, because if you get like a flute performance major, there aren't many jobs for flute performers, even professional flute performers.
What? Come on.
No, it's true. If you're a flute performance major, chances are once you graduate, you're going to look for a job in the symphony. But how many flutes are in a symphony? Between 2 and 4. So it's very rare to actually get a job like that, unless you're a flute instructor and you make a living teaching. So the jazz department, it doesn't matter what instrument you play. They will push you out the door and get you starting to do gigs, working with radio, working in all these different venues to be shown in the public square. And I wish the other departments push the students in that direction. A lot of doctorates, they graduate not knowing what they can do next in the professional world. But it wasn't that way with the jazz studies students, with people, under the wing of Cuong Vu and Ted Poor. By the time they got their bachelors, they were gigging. Because they were gigging all the time, even as students. And that's invaluable.
So when you're a music student, if you don't mind my asking, what would like a typical course load be like for a semester? Like what would you be taking, or is it specialized? I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah, that's good. It's all the electives. If you're an undergrad, you pretty much have all of the same classes, besides a few electives that adhere to the actual department. You have to take 2 years of piano, 2 years to 2.5 years of music theory, 2 to 2.5 years of music history. You've got to be doing 2 years worth of lessons on your primary instrument. If you're not good on your instrument, you're not going to be accepted in the university. So even though I wasn't a violin performance major, I still had to audition into the school with my violin.
Oh, okay.
And I was a music ed major, and I think actually this is required for most. I'd have to look, but I think this is required for other music majors too. You have to be involved in the orchestra or a band, whether that's the jazz band. So you have to be involved in a performance group. And so I was performing a lot. Like there would be times where I'd have a performance and then a test after that or the next day. So it was pretty intense. I still feel like I was fairly lazy, but I was a student librarian working in the music library for my job. So that was good. Paid like $7 an hour. So this is a very different Kung Fu from his other stuff with the other faculty. Indigo Mist is their band. He is a lot more soulful when it's just him and Ted Poor. I think it's probably their experience as jazz musicians. But this is very much jazz with some experimentation, but not a lot. They go back to the basics. They go back to those that good formula for the jazz standards. And his tone is so golden and mellow.
Now everything's gone dark.
Yeah, I see it too. But man, that drum kit is mixed really well for streaming. I probably wouldn't have it mixed this way in an album, but it's not bad if it were. I'm gonna give that a compliment. Wonderful microphone work. Not easy to do for streaming. Whoa, it's coming at you, Aged Boomer.
Yes, I see it now. Yes. Okay.
It looks like a million BB-8s just flinging at you.
Oh, let's hope not.
I was going to say eyeballs, but that was pretty grotesque.
I was thinking looked like bricks.
Bricks?
I don't know. Maybe I need to make a full frame. Okay, now I see it better. Okay, now I think I'm on a delay. Oh, now my screen's gone green. Why is that? Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. Okay, now it's back to normal. I'm wondering too about sound though. Like, this may sound a little. How is the sound on streaming? Listening to music through streaming versus other formats? Is it? I mean, you probably have a better ear for it than I do, but.
Well,
is there ever a trade-off, or is it fine? I don't know.
This streaming this mic work is sounding really, really good. This is not bad. This is not bad audio for streaming. Because actually, let me put it on full output, full volume. Yeah, this is really good. I'm very impressed with the audio. Part of it has to do with how it's mic'd and how it's mic'd into the hall. They are in a very nice acoustically controlled hall. So that much is, but you can see the microphone next to that hi-hat going, that closed hi-hat. Oh, I love how he stops the air in between. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's amazing. I'm going to have to explain what he's doing after he does it.
Now, as someone who's studied music, have you tried your hands at several instruments besides just yours, what you specialize in, or?
Actually, as a music major, you do have to. Well, music education major. Ah, sweet. As a music education major, you have to learn 7 to 8 instruments, because you could teach a band even as a string, jazz band as a string player. So you have to know at least the basics on different instruments. Drums were not my forte.
Are drums hard to play?
Sorry, you might have a sound engraver who's just dialed out. Man. Wow, that's pretty sweet. So what he's actually doing is a lot more complicated than just rhythm is concerned. He's actually, so every attack of the sound has a release of the sound, like a release of the air coming out, or the sound release, which of course is less than the actual attack of a sound. And not every instance, but in some cases he's attacking the sound on the snare, for instance, in the rim of the snare, and then muting that sound. But he's not doing it every time, and he's doing multiple notes, in the span of a matter of seconds. So that's pretty fascinating. Ooh. Yes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. No. What is he doing? He's doing, I think, 8, 8. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. That's sweet. 8, 8 is one of my favorite time signatures. Now, this is common. I've heard this piece before. He has this song coming up on. He has this on an album I've heard. I don't know what it's called, though. That's good stuff. I'll have to see what song this is, because I have heard this, and I think this is on an album. In fact, I'm going to ask. Hey, 1/5. Daniel Craig says, I went to college with a 45-year-old man who wanted to get into the music school for blues because he wanted to learn how to play it. And he kept blowing the entrance audition. Yeah, most university music schools are pretty hard to get into. I mean, university is actually, in terms of performance, is still pretty high up there. University of Washington, I meant to say.
What do you think about Juilliard?
I mean, I've never been. But I'm sure it's still tough as it was in the 80s and 90s.
Would you go? I mean, if they offered you a full ride?
Well, that's a good question. If I wanted to pursue violin performance, yeah. I was never a violin performance major, even though I play violin professionally. So if I wanted to, well, not now. Like maybe if I was 19 years old, yeah.
I mean, they called you up and they said, "Hey, sound engraver, we love what you're doing on YouTube. Full scholarship, room, board, everything."
I mean, if I was guaranteed a instructor position after that, right after that, I'm not into the higher education anymore, though. I'm pretty happy with just being sound engraver. Oh, so Daniel Craig is also confirming this guy didn't understand they already expected him to be able to play. Yeah. You pretty much have to be semi-professional to become a music student, even as an undergrad. Yeah, Wolf 10, it does explain the equipment. There's a lot of miking going on. And I'm I'm pretty blown away how good this quality audio is on this stream. Professor Geek says, I feel like we need to pick up the film noir rewatches with this music. It's got, it's definitely got a contemporary edge that would fit a contemporarily made film noir. I think so.
The speed.
Yeah. Leave it to the UW to say this stream will be available in our archive. And at first I thought, you mean at the library? Oh, that's a pretty visual.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, Christopher Cassiano. I want to say hi to him, but he won't recognize me.
Oh, I see. He's someone you knew?
Yeah, he. I was talking about him on my stream Monday. I'm going to say hi to him.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably going to shut me out. That's okay.
Okay.
Good to see you in this stream. Graduate composition major. Back. He probably, I'm like, who is this? I'm some loser on YouTube now.
What?
Just kidding. But Christopher Cassiano, I think he was an undergrad jazz studies major when I was an undergrad composition major, and so I went to his performances, and he's got the chops as you see Ted Poor have here. And in fact, I remember telling him one time, I wish I played drums or I wish I played violin like he plays drums. Very good. Oh, nice. Yeah, nice stop. That's sweet. Oh,
No,
is there music going on in our stream, or is that
what? Were people hearing something?
is there live audio going on in our stream?
I hope not. I mean, like, was the music coming through on our stream?
Yeah, unless that's actual background noise.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I had it playing on the right side, but.
Oh, okay. The sound stopped now, but no one's gonna recognize it.
All right. Well,
It's not gonna be a copyright issue.
I hope I didn't disturb. I realized I couldn't really hear through the earbuds. I was like, well, wait a minute. Why don't I just put it on? I'll keep it real low while you're talking over it over through the headphones. I have it to the right side of my headphones, but okay, maybe mute it for a little while.
That darn mask, man! Get that thing off so we can hear you.
Look. It's times we're living in, I guess. I don't know.
I can't hear him at all. Aw, Kung Vu, you too? A2 Kung Vu?
Sound Engraver, I'm gonna need to get to bed pretty quick. I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah, I know you have. I know you don't stay up as late as I do, but yeah, thanks for joining in.
It's not that I don't stay up late. I wake up at like 4 a.m. and I can't do anything about it. And it's come 10
Oh
o'clock. It's
yeah,
getting
I
late.
wish this show was earlier our time, unfortunately. But thanks for hanging out, though. I'm glad you
Yeah,
could
thank
make
you for
it.
inviting me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
We'll have to have you on Soundtracks with Birdman one day.
Yeah, I did hear you because I actually had you guys running while I was getting ready and stuff and cooking dinner. I couldn't get to the chat, but I heard you say don't look Sound Engraver, so I don't know what you mean by that.
This girl had a wig and it got ripped off by a dog.
Probably violently.
No,
I've seen far more violent things performed by dogs. It wasn't bad.
That sounds good. Are you guys doing? Is it Batman you're doing next week?
Batman
Yes.
Returns. Yes.
Sweet. That's great. Is that animated or is that? No, that's not.
It's got
It's live
Michael
action.
Keaton.
Michael Keaton. Got it.
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, okay. So she's Catwoman, right?
Yes.
That's
Yes,
right.
she is.
She is
Yes.
Catwoman.
She is Catwoman.
I concur. Well, I don't want to keep you, but yeah, thanks for hanging out as long as you did.
Yeah, thank you. Do they do concerts very often?
No, that's why I wanted to do one for tonight because this is probably gonna be like once a year or twice a year. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I hope you liked it.
Yeah, thank you for the invite. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Take care, Daniel.
Have a good night.
Daniel.
Good night.
I'll see you later, H Boomer.
See you
How do I
later.
get out of this?
I can remove you. Let's see.
Okay.
1 second.
All right. Oh wait, there.
Okay, never mind. I didn't do that. Sounds good. But by the way, I don't know how long this concert's gonna last, and if you feel like you have to go too, that is totally fine.
Maybe I'm gonna be able to stick around for another half hour or so. Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right.
Do you think I could take advantage of having a guest on my stream by using the restroom?
Yes, you may. I'll talk to the chat. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I like this concert. How about you guys? Any jazz fans in the chat? I used to listen to jazz on NPR. They used to play it at. They usually play it like around 11 o'clock at night. But oh, you like jazz, Wolf 10 Media? Cool. But yeah, we can hear them through that mask or not. So let's see. There's an MFA in music. I have an MFA. I wonder what other MFAs there are. I can raise the volume up on this a little bit here. A little bit of a jazz fan, Crispy. I actually have a few jazz albums. I have a Miles Davis. I think Thelonious Monk I have. That's his name. Yeah, MFAs in theater and art and dance. You know, it's interesting you bring up MFAs in theater. When I was in the MFA program, I originally thought when I taught my own intro to writing class that I got 3 choices, and I wanted to teach playwriting as one of the 3 genres in my introductory fiction writing, introductory creative writing class. But apparently, playwriting wasn't taught anywhere on campus. They didn't teach it in theater because I guess they assumed the writing programs were taking care of that, but the writing programs didn't do playwriting either. So it's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know there was an MFA in dance. That's interesting. Do we like that velvet background, huh?
All right.
Okay.
I changed scarves.
Half the chat left. I was boring them. No, I'm kidding.
No, the chat remains. I see it. I see the.
You changed scarves? Okay.
I changed scarves. Yes.
Okay. You're now R2D2. Okay. Oh, I see. I saw her. Now you're
It's
related
the green
on my
scarf,
end.
yeah.
You're related on my end. Okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
I think I made it too tight though.
Yeah, we saw scarves.
They're still talking.
Who's talking? Oh,
The
no, they were playing. Now they're talking again, I think. Okay.
Leave it to Professor Geek to be grammatically incorrect on the other stream.
MFAs in theater, art, and Oxford, could be optional, right?
No. On the other stream, on the live faculty.
What? He's commenting?
He is commenting.
I'm enjoy. Oh, that's bad. Okay.
Come on, Professor, don't.
I pick on other people's grammar,
we have to be nice. We have to be nice to the prof today because he's been grading and he took a final exam tonight. So
he's grading too.
I think he's supposed to finish grading.
Grading is not fun. Some of my MFA friends who were
sorry, prof.
Now grading.
Sorry. Message retracted. I'm sorry.
I have to tell you, the worst thing is trying to type sentences on a tablet. Okay, because my
I don't like it. Like if I'm away from my main computer, this computer here, and I'm on my iPad, I actually won't chat. I won't join the chat. I'll just leave the stream running because it's so hard to type into the chat. I don't prefer it.
I've gotten better at it, but because I've been out without my laptop since the summer, so I'm getting a new one soon. But
oh, good for you. Are you waiting for? Well, Black Friday's already passed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, someone helped me pay for it as part of a Christmas present. So
oh, fun! That's wonderful that they.
I'll be getting it on Christmas. But I borrowed my sister's Mac Mini for a while. Unfortunately, it's hooked up to the TV, so it's a little awkward to read on it too. So I'm kind of. It's funny because before I started doing all the streaming and becoming more involved in this community, I had a perfectly sound laptop, and then as soon as I start getting involved, everything collapses.
Yeah, doesn't that happen?
Yes.
Yeah. So Professor Geek wants to clarify. He thought it was this stream he was chatting in, and then
yeah.
And then he's distracted by playing Batman Arkham Origins. So
he's playing Batman. I hope he's listening. Listen to the concert too, right?
Well, right now they're just talking.
They're just talking. Yes, I don't know. I have them here right now because
Wolfton, Professor Geek left the house. Oh, that's funny, Wolfton. So here's the thing that this is kind of academic, where they talk about their music, they talk about the shows and what's going on, and I think that's fine. I think that I would prefer that probably post concert, get the concert out of the way. Now on the one hand, we don't have the option of program notes. Like you're given a program note when you walk into a concert. People usually hand you a program note so you can read what's going on. But this is a little long with the talking. And like 30 people left.
Oh, really? They don't like the talking. Okay, well.
Here's the thing about academics. And these guys are professional musicians as well, so they know their stuff. But they're listening to chat. Dude, they're actually talking to chat. Okay, never mind. I take back what I said.
Oh, so they're interacting with the World Wide Web.
Yes, that's wonderful.
Wait, maybe you should post something.
No, because because maybe they did say something I said and I wasn't listening.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I'll have to listen. But I cannot hear
what he's saying.
What they're saying.
They should subtitle it for us, put captions under it.
Oh, that's not. Oh, it's not available for me.
No, I don't know if they. I don't know if they'd be able to do that live. Would they? I don't know. Maybe they would.
Oh, maybe not. That's a good point.
Actually, I don't know. They do it with newscasts.
That's.
I'm curious. Let me test it out. I don't know if that's going to work. Yes, I was boring the chat with my. I taught intro to creative writing for a couple of semesters, and I mentioned how apparently they don't teach playwriting anywhere in the university. They only do they don't teach it in the theater program, and they don't do it in the creative writing program, which I thought was odd.
That's especially odd for theater. That is strange.
Because I talked to them during like an orientation when you had a teacher in class. I was with other people at the department, so I talked to the theater people. Says, do they teach playwriting? And they said, nope. It's like, I know learning to be a performance artist is probably enough, and I'm surprised they wouldn't even offer class in playwriting.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Wouldn't the ability and the know-how of playwriting help with script writing for shows?
What do you mean? Like screenwriting? Yeah,
screenwriting. That's what I meant. Screenwriting.
I don't know. It's funny because I think they would teach that in like the film studies programs, but I kind of treat I kind of think of playwriting as a different discipline though, because it's what works in a play may not necessarily work in a film, though they have adapted plays into films, but I forgot what. It's been a while since because like I said, it wasn't really covered in my program, but like you have to rely a lot more on dialogue in plays, obviously.
Yeah.
So there's that going on, but yeah, I don't know.
Oh, they're done talking in the chat. I can't make my comment now.
Okay.
Now I see Christina Valdez, and she is Kung Vu's wife, and she's a terrific, just superb pianist. See, the music is so much louder than they're speaking.
Now, I'm curious, do musicians date each other?
It's quite common.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to turn the music down just a little bit. I was a music ed major, and I remember these friends I had in the music ed major, and I didn't even realize they would, but it took me months to realize these two people I knew were dating. And I think by the time I left, I think they were engaged. And I didn't really care for the music ed major. I just didn't like it. I'm a teacher, but you really learn about behavioral modifications and philosophies of the classroom and stuff like that. So no disrespect to you guys, you music majors out there, but your best education is actually in the classroom, not reading about being in the classroom. And all besides the point, I was like, I was a music major, and I don't even know if I could ever date someone who went into public school teaching. If I went to public school teaching, I would definitely want to do something else. Definitely have that variety. It is common for musicians to date. I've known couples who are 2 violin professionals, and I think that'd be a little boring. I was never interested in dating a musician. Because one reason is I love music so much, but I don't need to talk about it all the time. If I talk about music, it's in the format like of a stream, or maybe with a couple of relatives or something like that. But I don't need to talk about it 24/7, with a partner or a spouse or something like that. And so, had Professor Geek been a musician, I don't know, probably wouldn't even have been following his channel.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That's an easy way out.
Yeah, I like that. He's got his own topic, and I have my own topic, and then we have kind of these things bridging together. That said, I love going to these shows and stuff. So she and he have played together. Although I don't think I've seen them play together. I know it's happened before.
I don't know. I just remember the professors in my program. They would always tell tell us, don't date another writer. Of course, the one woman saying that married another writer, you know. So
Oh, she did.
yeah. So, and they got along fine, but it's like I don't know what that was about. They
I
just
don't.
mentioned that.
You can be so passionate about something. So with me in music and composing music, and you can love it, but Prof says, "What's a bass?" Because he's played bass before, and he's probably thinking about, you know, practicing bass and again and stuff like that. But he doesn't have to be a bass player to impress me. So I mean, I'm not against. Not it's not like I'm against or for, but as a musician, I was open to dating an artist or someone of the liberal arts, but they would have to have the same mindset as I have, because in the art world, it's a different world from the way I think and what I believe and all that. So it was never in my plan to be in a relationship with an artist. Because artists, you know, they're weird.
Yeah, they can
strange. I like being a practical, like I'm a pragmatic artist. Like I try to seek what works in the world, in the real world, while being creative at the same time. Or what Cuong Vu is doing so well. Oh, it looks like they're going back to the first visuals. Isn't that the first visual?
I think so.
Yeah.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
I hope it's not on repeat. We just get the same things over and over again. I kept thinking this was all tailored to the music, but maybe not.
You know, okay, you raise a really good point. That is actually a common thing where the visual installation corresponds directly with the sound and the soundscapes and what's going on in the music. In this case, I think these are just visual backdrops, possibly on loop. I'm not sure. But this is not, I don't know if this will be, from what I can see, it's not a visual installation that is actually triggered by the sound. And they're talking again. We can't hear you. I wonder if they're finished. Oh, thank you for coming, everyone. Wow.
That's it. They're leaving.
That was a short live stream. Bravo.
Everyone's clapping their hands. They're doing up. Now it's going to up next is Swan Lake.
Wow.
Is that what you're getting? I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's probably you. I got Ray Blue.
They think I'm gonna want to watch something about Swan Lake. Okay. Well.
Wow, that was nice and short. I mean, usually those concerts go for 2.5 hours, but that was 75 minutes. That's really nice. So
cool.
Well, cool. I didn't need to change scarves. So anyway, thanks chat for watching. Actually, in the chat, what do you guys think? I mean, just even if you had it in the background, what was that wasn't as experimental as I thought it was going to go, but that's just because it was just two of them, Ted Poor and Cuong Vu. Had it been Indigo Mist, the whole faculty with Juan Pampin and Richard Carpet, I think it would have gone a lot more crazy, a lot crazier. Yeah. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that. Melodic, yes. Actually, Wolfton, that raises a good point. It's very melodic, even in the abstract, because you've got a trumpet is a melody voice. You know, it is a melodic voice. It produces a contour and a melodic line. It also has a bell sound, which gets that sound out. And then you've got the rhythmic side with Ted Poor, who also does a lot of crazy, beautiful, polyphonic things in his rhythm, but also does melodic things in his polyphony. Polyphony is a musical term meaning that there are more than two voices. So homophony is stacked voices together doing the same thing, and polyphony are independent voices, multiple voices working independently to create something dynamic and something beautiful. So I thought that was good. I think I like that style, and it sounds like what he did 10 years ago, but also sounds really good. Yeah, Daniel, it was shorter than I thought. They did kind of like a denouement, you know. That was I to be honest though, I kind of like that it's short. So anyway, how did you feel about it, Age Boomer?
Oh, I enjoyed what I heard. Yeah, definitely. I'll probably replay it, and maybe I'll see if I can make out what they're saying in the interviews. Right?
Yeah, I might actually check out that part a little bit later. I might also listen to the whole thing again in full volume to see what was going on. But yeah,
Cool.
I mean, honestly, I have nothing to say.
You have nothing.
But yeah. Let's see. Anyone in the chat?
I'm seeing nothing in the chat, but I realize I'm on private chat. Let me look at live chat.
Oh yes, yeah, live chat. So Agent Wolf 10 is actually now that this I'm not focused on the other stream. I'll post these comments here. Wolf 10 says the drums was a stimulant on the senses too. Yeah, really well done on the drumming. On the drums. Did you guys? I'm curious in the chat. Did you guys listen to this with headphones or output speakers on a device? One thing I want to recommend to you guys, not just with my music, but I do highly recommend it with my music, is listening through headphones. If you have earphones, that's fine too, especially if they're nice quality earphones that can take in a lot of low end and sounds. It has a good bandwidth, but studio headphones are really the thing to hear all the intricacies of the spatialization, the sounds coming in the back, and all that. And this scarf is just getting a little too warm for indoors.
Do you have a brand of studio headphones you recommend?
Well, let's see. I do like these headphones. They are I'll write it down. ATH M50X. So hey Sean Barnes, ATH M50X. I think these are Audio Technica. Yeah, these are Audio Technica, and this is the model following Audio Technica. And I can't remember actually. I think they're 149 Audio Technica. I'm going to just check it out because that could have changed. ATH50X.
Yeah, a friend of mine's been bugging me to get a decent set of headphones. But
yeah, they're 150. They're 150. And actually the thing is, these headphones I've had since 2014, and I've used them hours a day, every day since 2014. They're getting on the little lower side, like they're not. I don't think they're canceling a lot of the noise that it used to cancel. They're just getting a little dog-eared. No pun intended. But yeah, they're getting a little old, but they still look nice. I mean, they still look new. These aren't new headphones at all, but they look new on the stream. But yeah.
I have another question though.
Yeah.
Like sound wise, like what comes best through sound? I mean, I know people say vinyl or like waveform MP3. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you prefer, or does it?
Well, something I would love to invest in the future is a vinyl player and listen to all my favorite artists on vinyl in a controlled room, like a sonically, sound controlled room. That would just be wonderful. But if vinyl's not your option, if digital is your option, or if let's say you're looking at digital, I highly recommend WAV files.
Right.
Or WAV, or I've always called them AIF, but AIFF. I believe that's the other non-compressed. And actually, Daniel Craig would probably know. MP3 is compressed, which is not a problem for general instrumentation, you know, like a garage band with bass guitar and drums and stuff like, well, I don't think I would like MP3 with drums. I just don't like the quality of MP3 because everything's, you know, squashed down.
Right.
And so what happens is a lot of the frequencies and transients you need to hear of a given sound, well, that's all been squashed with MP3s. You might not even hear those. You might not even hear those sounds because they're so high up there in the range, but they still add to that sonic experience, even if you can't fully hear them. So on my Bandcamp page, all my files are WAV files. It's just my favorite.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. And
yeah.
I take it with CDs though, does it depend on how the mastering was done on the CD?
Oh, you know, I used to know. Oh my goodness. I used to know about CD engineering, but I would actually have to look at some old notes that are probably buried in a closet somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not an expert. All I'd heard that one guy was complaining, saying that CDs used to actually have good sound. That's why they were competing with vinyl. But he said over time they started catering to radio play, and they said the sound got worse on the CDs. And I don't know. Like I said, I'm not far from a music expert. But I thought that was interesting. So maybe it's not even so much that the format was bad. It's just that the mastering on them tends to be bad. I don't know.
I'll have to look at that because I don't know the evolution of CD. Now, Daniel Craig brings up a good question, or a good statement, because I have a question following. Apple Encoder is utter garbage. Never buy anything from iTunes. Now, I don't buy anything from iTunes, but I put my stuff I buy onto iTunes sometimes to refer back to it. Is that okay? Or is it is the output changed because I've put in those CDs or albums or single tracks? That would be interesting to know. I don't hear anything different from putting the music in, and the output sounds the same. But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of what I hope to do with violin in the future, with violin and SuperCollider. You know, just to do live signal processing, kind of like that, except with more electronic instruments and rhythmic sections. Speaking of which, though, I know in about probably around 12:30, I'm going to have to record my sound experimentation video for tomorrow. I forgot about that. But yeah, that'd be interesting to know, though, the CD mastering. But yeah, thanks for joining. I know that was, I asked you about a day or so ago, and
it's okay.
Yeah,
I hope I contributed. I just
no, you asked great questions, and I just wanted to have it. I didn't know what to expect with this. I was so nervous that people would be coming onto the stream by accident instead.
Like they did with the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, man. I wasn't sure. So, Daniel Craig has something important. CD sound is about production. They started compressing that, out of all music for radio.
Yeah.
So all CD sound, so CD sound compressed too. I thought that was the case. And you get nearly good dynamic range on CD as from, you can get nearly as good dynamic range on CD.
Yeah, that's what I'd heard. But the problem is that, and no, I have nothing against vinyl too. I have some vinyl records too, but I did think that's what happened because they really pushed CDs in the beginning. And if the sound had been so much worse, then why were people jumping from vinyl to CDs? And I don't think there probably, like you said, there probably was good dynamic range. And then over time, things went to seed, I guess.
It could be capacity, not capacity. It could be just room, because just that vinyls were so much larger. They were thinner, though. That's the thing. They were thinner as far as storage is concerned. But yeah, interesting. And my prof says great commentary stream. I hope so. It was kind of like this was like a live. This was like a rewatch before a concert, but not a rewatch because you hadn't seen the concert before. So I thought that was a pretty interesting experience. If they had more concerts like this, I definitely would see if I can tune in. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is get off here in a bit, unless you had anything else to say.
I have one question for you,
Yeah.
Sound before we end.
Yeah.
What do you listen to music while writing? If so, what music? What kind of music?
Oh, very good question. Very good question. I've said it so many times on chat, not that I've said about writing, but electronic music that is instrumental. And my favorite genres in electronic music is downtempo, which it's okay. So it's like it's ambient. It could be space. It could be like kind of the cosmic. They also call it Sybient. Maybe the low chill trance. I like upbeat trance. I don't listen to it as much unless I'm like looking at science fiction art or something like that. But down tempo, and that's actually just one word, by the way. I'll just go ahead and write it there. So that's down tempo. Down tempo is really nice because it's got the rhythmic section you would hear for upbeat electronic music, but everything is just pared down in terms of sound, ambience. It's so much darker in tone. It really gets you in the zone, and it's especially good if you're writing a thriller or something science fiction or something that is fantasy, but more like a kind of a fusion of space fantasy, you know, or or the sword and sorcery with sci-fi or something like that. That kind of music really helps the world building. And actually, I did a video too of my favorite electronic music, but and I go all over the map with different artists, but the best one to start, the best one to start is Ultimate Records, and they have a nice, elegant website and all that good stuff. So, yeah. Do you have any questions as far as music for writing, in terms of the kind of writing, like nonfiction writing or blog writing or fiction writing?
Oh, I'm not understanding the question. Like what music you listen to when you're
Or
writing?
actually, I'm sort of throwing the question back at you. Do you listen to any music for any particular style of writing?
Oh, you're asking me. I'm sorry. Okay.
Sorry.
If I ever listen to music while writing, it is usually jazz. That's why I thought it was interesting we were doing a jazz concert, because I personally don't find jazz distracting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll also do ambient music too.
Yeah.
But which I think when I was in the final days of my thesis, I was listening to the soundtrack for Doom 64 and for Quake, because this guy named Aubrey Hodgers made it. And it's not necessarily music; it's very ambient, you know, like noises and things. Because for some reason, if I'm too involved with the music, I get distracted and I start listening to the music, you know. And I don't know why jazz doesn't distract me as other forms do, but it doesn't. It's pleasant enough to listen to.
Is it okay? So is it more contemporary jazz into the 2000s, or is it the standards? Because the standards really, I focus on the jazz standards because they're so involved melodically and rhythmically.
That's a good question. It might be the standards, but I don't know. I don't know if I have a tin ear when it comes to jazz or not. But I mean, I do like listening to it, but I'm not as I guess it just doesn't distract me to the point where I'm not focusing on the story. Do you understand? If that makes any sense?
No, that makes total sense. I love the music. I do half and half. Sometimes I do half music, half white noise, like a fan or something like that.
Okay.
I can't, unfortunately, I can't do complete silence because I'm in an apartment complex and with really hollow walls, really.
Oh, that's fun. I remember.
I can hear everything outside. And so I listen to a lot of noise when I write because I need that consistency. That's interesting. Yeah, I see jazz really would take my attention. But something like this, though, something like that we had heard with Cuong Vu and Ted Poor, that I would say doesn't, that wouldn't distract me at all. That would be perfect for a kind of work. When you say writing, though, I mean, is it fiction, or is it more writing that you don't need to be so concentrating in the world and character?
It's been fiction, but like I said, fiction I would usually do in short spurts though, because it's a lot of revision though. But
yeah, good. Well,
I
if
don't
you
know.
have a special project, you're you're going to be obliged one of these days to tell your special project on one of your channels, on one of your streams.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see about that. I'm working on something, but like I said, I don't know. I'm having difficulty with it. I'll put it to you that way. But it's the subject matter. That's what I'm having issues with.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's
But no, but yeah, I'm trying to think what else is going on. I do have to write a blog entry tonight, though, so I'll be doing that after the stream. So.
Oh, good. Yeah, yeah. And I got to record some other stuff.
Okay.
Downtempo is not a broad term. Downtempo is perfect for your electronic music purposes. But I guess there would be a lot of genres are broad in term. But just do like downtempo experimental, and then you should be fine. Anyway, yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll wrap it up here, and because it's midnight and it's my second stream for the week, and you just came off a stream, so I know you want to get on to something else too. So thank you guys always for watching, listening. Do you want to plug some stuff? Let's plug some stuff.
Okay. Yeah, tomorrow night is, what day is tomorrow?
Thursday.
It's Thursday.
It's today, but
okay. Yeah. So I believe that's. I think Wolfton might have something going on in the afternoon.
Okay, Wolfton probably 2:30 Eastern time.
And Professor Geek has something in the evening, correct?
For Catholic Bible Geek, yeah,
Yes,
the Gospel of John.
Gospel of John still. Okay, all right.
Gospel of the Fanboy. That will be 9 p.m. I know we're used to 10 p.m., but he's shifted over to 9 p.m.
Okay.
For Fanman, we've got some horror for Christmas. I know you like horror, Aged Boomer.
It depends. Usually I don't like to mix the two, but it worked once for me. But like I said, it's a taste thing. I'm not going to argue taste, but I'm trying to think. So I don't know what he's doing for his Christmas thing, but I'll have to check that out. I'm trying to think what else.
It's the movie Krampus.
Oh, Krampus. Oh, well, that one's not so bad. It's about what happens when everyone in the house when everyone in the household is not having the Christmas spirit, so there's a curse that happens. Okay, I'm not going to get into it though. Okay, it's based on. You want to see some spooky things? Look at the Feast of Saint Nicholas over in Austria. Okay.
No thanks.
They have parades. You'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how they celebrate Christmas in Austria. Anyway, what are we doing Saturday? Big Al is going to have Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Yeah, so 10 p.m. Eastern time probably.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be great. And Sunday
study hall.
That's right. It sounds like you and Troy have some stuff going on. That's good.
What do you mean?
Like based on a comment, he inferred that.
Oh yeah.
Well, he hadn't sent you anything, but apparently there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. Yeah, this is the. I'm telling you, it's a train wreck right now. So we'll see what happens. It's like every week. It's like, what's the new disaster happening?
Keeps
part of the problem
alive.
is what
keeps it fun, keeps us alive.
I hope so. I hope you're enjoying it because I understand how it tuckers people out talking about this stuff. But yeah, no, I enjoy doing the stream stuff. But
yeah.
Okay.
Good. And then I'll have my Monday Night Muse on Mondays.
What's the topic?
I haven't decided yet.
I always say this. What's the topic?
I sometimes I don't even decide until Sunday night. So
no, it's okay.
But actually, real quick before you go, because this is an important question by Daniel Craig. I have a quick question. By instrumental, does that mean absolutely no voices at all, or just stuff that isn't explicitly sing-song? That's a very good question. Instrumental, no lyrics to a song, basically. So it's not song, it's just instrumental. If you use voice as an effect, I still consider that instrumental. So anyway, that's... and it's not my favorite effect. I don't care for voices as effects, but that's just me. Anyway, I'm actually kind of losing it. Like not losing my mind, but I'm kind of getting tired. So
no, you got work to do. I got work to do too. So why don't we call it a night?
We'll call it a night.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Aged Boomer, for joining me on this interesting adventure with the live stream. And until I see you guys next, keep producing the art you love, and we'll catch you later.
Take care. Good night, all.